Yeah, what can I say? You all are lucky. You are lucky today. I'm actually here in Mexico. I love to take my motorcycle and just go on random trips. And I'm actually, to show you guys kind of the scene where I am. I usually don't bring anyone here or take pictures or anything, but you're lucky today. You're lucky. I want to give you 3 reasons why you should have a YouTube channel. Without question, why you should have a YouTube channel. And it doesn't matter if you're watching this and you're 20. Oh, it's really bright. It doesn't matter if you're watching this and you're 22 years old or you're watching this and you're 73 years old. The 3 still apply to you. 3 reasons why you should have a YouTube channel. Number 3 is my favorite, but we're gonna get started with number 1, which is YouTube allows you to start building passive income. So I'll actually show you guys around while I'm walking, so you guys don't have to just look at my face the whole time. It allows you to start with passive income, to start an online income stream, which is almost free to start. You can use your phone to record, and from there, you can record content, you can put stuff out there. Now, I know YouTube has changed a little bit. Before, you just need 100 subscribers. Now, at the time of recording this, June 1st, 2022, I think you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watch time, which if you have under that, you're probably not making anything anyways. It's really great because once you cross that, you're monetized, which means once you start putting content on there, people are watching it. Doesn't matter whether they start watching it now or 10 years from now. What's really cool is you'll start to really begin to see an income coming in. And whether it's $10, $25 a month, 100, 1,000, 10,000. I have a friend who I talked to made $33,000 last month, and it's passive, which means, for example, on my YouTube channel here today, I don't want to get too far away from my bike, which means on my YouTube channel today, for example, I could never post a video again. And what happens is different videos, even though people look at my channel and they say, well, the views are down, they're down on the recent videos, but people are still watching the past videos. The one video I made, I think in Warsaw, 5 years ago, still, I think the least it's ever made is about $20 or $14 a month. I remember seeing it. That's the cheapest that it's ever brought in money from one video. And what happens is with your videos, what can happen on there is you can have a video go viral years after it's produced. So this is really great because it can spike and you won't know why it spiked, and all of a sudden it brings you in cash and brings in a passive income while you've probably not even looked at your YouTube channel. That's the number 1 reason to have it. And I don't mean these in order. I think number 3 is actually number 1, but that's the first reason I'll say for a YouTube channel. The second reason why you need to have a YouTube channel is because breadcrumbs are beautiful. Breadcrumbs are beautiful, just like these cactuses out here. I love seeing cactuses for some reason. I don't know what it is. Look how beautiful that is. And I say breadcrumbs are beautiful because it allows you to document your journey. It allows you to leave breadcrumbs of what you've been through, the ways you used to think, how you used to think, the people you used to hang around, and it sets up something. Think about this. How cool would it be if you got to see your grandpa when he was 16 years old? Didn't have anything figured out, hadn't met your grandmother yet, and you finally get to see what he was like, what he was thinking, going around. I don't know if I'll ever meet anybody. But then he meets your grandma, they start out as friends, you saw him in vlog 27 and look at vlog 2000, and now they're married and they had your parents. Or how cool it'd be to see your parents, when they were 24 years old, and get to see what they were going through and their thoughts and their mentalities that they had right now. It sets up breadcrumbs, which is, I think, such a vital thing. The reason when you look around here and you see here in Mexico, there's so many different crops and fields, but the only reason they know to start like plowing this ground here right now is because someone documented, hey, this time of year when it's starting to rain, because it's rainy season a little bit here, this is when you plant. Someone wrote it down and shared it with people. And I think that's one thing that's missing is we can share our thoughts and our journeys with people. And by sharing it, you never know what can help somebody. I was 12 years as a pro athlete, professional basketball player throughout all different countries. And the one thing I wish it would have been so nice if I did is when I first graduated college, if I shared videos then of me doing my best to become a pro athlete. Because then you guys would have really got to see the journey, really got to see I went home from school, didn't have a pro contract, went to different camps, got scammed a bunch of times. I went to camps and didn't get to play a lot, even though I was one of the best players. I got stood up a lot because I came from a small school, and people from NAIA schools just don't become pros for some reason. And I was in that category, so I didn't get no one really counted me in for it. They counted me out. I wish I could have talked about that, me crying after a camp, because it was a camp where all these scouts were at and all these people are watching all these players play and they're signing players, but I was the best player there. I had some of the fastest, highest jumping stats. I was the highest scorer at the camp. We won the championship at the camp. I was the MVP of the camp, but yet I didn't get anything. And I remember being so heartbroken, and I wish I could have shared that, because in that lesson is something that I teach to people this day, is that when that camp finished, my agent came over to me, and my agent patted me on the shoulder because he was, two of his players, I'm signed with him as well, got signed that day and I didn't. And he came over to me, and I remember, never forget what he told me. He said, "Luke, you're a 20-10 guy. And if you don't know anything about basketball, that means I'm a guy who gets you 20 points and 10 rebounds. Did that for 12 years. Didn't change it at all. Even when we won the championship, I was on the best team, so I had a lot of great players with me. I averaged like 16 and 10 rebounds. But that's what he said, 20-10 guy. He's like, but you got to understand, Luke," and I'll never forget it. He looked me right in my eyes, hand on my shoulder. He said, "Everybody's not going to like you." And I remember, because I had cried right when that game was over a little bit, I had tears in my eyes, because he came to me after the camp was over and told me that. And I wish I could have shared that with someone. Like, I don't know who needed to hear that. Like, there's nothing to do with that. Because he told me, he's like, "Luke, you're a great talent." He said, "You're a great talent, but everyone's not going to like you." And I used that throughout my entire career. And if I could have documented that, that could have helped someone, and they could have seen it from me in that moment, not 20 years after, or not 20 years, I'm not that old, about 15 years after that moment. So that would be the second reason why I say it's so important, I think, to leave those breadcrumbs places. And the third most important reason, and this is by far my favorite, and this is actually my profession is in this now, coaching people in this, is legacy. Legacy, guys. That's what it's about. Legacy. Like, what do you want your legacy to be? Like, when you're gone and you're not here anymore, what's the legacy you're leaving behind? Not how many cars you're leaving behind, not how much money you've given to people, but you. Like, where can people go to hear from you when you're not here anymore? Like, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I watch and listen to his stuff even now. The legacy that he had was so powerful. It lives beyond him, beyond his children, beyond his children's children. People not only still talk about him, because people still talk about people, but you can watch him. Listen to what he said. Understand how he became as great as he became because of the words that he shares with us through his mouth, him actually talking. People, I know everyone doesn't like him, but I really look up to him in certain ways. But Kevin Samuels, a guy who passed away before his time, but has thousands of hours on YouTube of him coaching people and helping people and wanting to be there, and regardless of whether you agree with his message or not, but it's a legacy behind. It's a legacy. You know, people ask a lot about with the people that I work with. Like, a lot of people that I work with have a lot of money. They have money. And they understand, once you have the money, you guys understand that, okay, now I have the money. I don't worry about my bills. I'm not stressed out about my job. I'm set up for life. But now what's it about? Because legacy makes you think 20 years from now, 30 years from now. One of the things I've realized from listening to successful people, having people that my mentor is really good friends with millionaires and billionaires, and what he's always saying, he's like, people who look, the people who are the most wealthiest, the visionaries, they look at things far ahead, okay? If you're in my group coaching, there's a section, we have a section on this. But the way people think, okay? So I want you to think about this. If you're working a day-to-day job and you don't have money, if you're getting paid every single day, and if you don't get paid that day, you can't survive that day. There's no way you can think more than 4 days ahead. Okay? You can't think more than 4 days ahead. So the actions you do are day-to-day actions. It's almost like very animalistic, and it's not like a bad thing, but it's just the level that it's on. It's not a visionary. A visionary doesn't see the day-to-day. A visionary doesn't invest on what is going to happen 3 days from now. A visionary is thinking 50 years from now. Like there's a tree, I can't remember it, but the one tree is called a tree. It's one of the trees. I actually heard it in a book. I'm reading a book. I just finished a book called Thou Shalt Prosper by Rabbi Lepin. Amazing book. I recommend it to everybody. I actually recommended it in the last live session. But one thing he said is about the trees planting. This guy was planting a tree in his backyard. And this guy said, this tree takes like 60 years to grow. And he's like, yeah, I know. He's like, well, you're never even going to get to see the tree. He's like, yes. But the tree that I use now for shade and get fruit from, someone else planted it for me. And I was like, that's interesting. Like leaving something behind. And not even, I think it was 2 days ago, I was with a friend and I randomly saw him. He lives close to me. And he showed me in his house. He was parking his car in, but his house is on the corner. So I've only been in his house from the other corner. And when I went to his house in the corner, we walked through so we could leave out the other side. And he showed me this tree. He's like, that tree, he's like, that's the tree that the person who plants it never gets to eat its fruit. That's legacy. Like that is legacy. That's leaving something behind where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, but something I say, something I leave behind right now is going to be able to help other people, whether it's a book, whether it's a post, whether it's a video like this, whatever it is. I'm leaving it behind because I know if I leave this behind, someone can benefit from that. And that goes beyond any kind of money. That increases your vision. You're not looking at day to day. You're posting or creating content, putting things on YouTube because you're thinking of 15, 20 years from now. When I'm long and gone, or maybe, and I don't mean dead, just maybe not on YouTube. Maybe there's something else going on around, but YouTube most likely will be around because it's associated with Google. But even if it's not, you've put something out there and you could transfer that to somewhere else and put it there. It's created. And it's the beginning of a legacy. And I think most young people, the reason why so many of you all, and myself included, we're so hard on ourselves. Let me show you around while we walk. Some of you guys are so hard on yourself because you're thinking just a week from now. You're thinking a month from now. You're thinking a year from now. You're thinking 5 years from now. But what if you stretched it out 25 years? Like, what are you doing now that the you in 25 years is going to be so grateful that you did? Like, is it being fit every morning? Like doing that workout routine? Is it finally tying a knot, getting married, having those children, starting that business, leaving that relationship or partnership? What is that? Because now your decisions change. And I think the number one thing is leaving a legacy. It's what I love getting my clients to do, breaking out of their comfort zone, really breaking out of their comfort zone and leaving something behind that outlives them. And I think that's the third reason why everyone should have a YouTube channel. I believe in it. I truly believe in it. I had no idea I was going to retire from basketball early and then not go back after a year. My plan was to go back after a year. I had no idea that was going to happen. But the thing is, I kept documenting the process and sharing it. Now I'm like, I need to share more of how I did what I did so that people can understand and what was going through my mind. Because maybe it's not valuable to me, but maybe my children will watch it in 10, 15, 25 years and it'll be valuable for them. Find the compelling reason that pulls you every day that you get up and you want to do it because you realize that it's not about you. And I think as you almost open up your mind and you open up your consciousness, for me in life at least, I've realized the more I've gotten older and looked at things different, and I saw it a little bit before, but not like I do now, is it's not about you. Like if you realize it's not about you, it's about the people around you. And about what you can give, what you can leave behind, what you can do, what you can have, what you can be, what you can give. Like that's what it's about. And then when you understand that, what you end up understanding is that, well, my health needs to be a priority so I can be here to do that. So I need to be here for the person that's close to me. My partner knows I need to be here for her. But before I can do that, my health is number one, my mission is number two. And those two things combined make it so you can be the most important thing for me. But those things can you understand a little bit? It's a little bit of a paradox, but I think it's something that once you can understand it, it just changes the way you take your day-to-day actions. You don't beat yourself up over what you've done and how it's not working out today, how you might not be in the job, the country, the city, the home, the relationship you want to be in, but you're looking at 5 or 10 years from now knowing that, hey, my time is coming. And I think that that's one of the beautiful reasons to have a YouTube channel, to share that. So I hope you got some value from this. If you can think of any other reasons, let me know in the comment section. My name is Luke, 12 years, retired pro athlete, now traveling and just wanting to inspire other people. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. As I always say, in the meantime, until we speak again, remember to work hard. Whoa, don't want to fall. Remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile. Ciao. Beautiful Mexico.